What's up YouTube? Jeff back again from DopeTechDaily.com. Today I'm bringing you guys an unboxing of the Nokia 6. Kind of a special occasion. I haven't unboxed a Nokia phone in a long time, and I don't think I've ever unboxed a Nokia phone on this channel. You guys can check that. I did have some Windows phones back in the day, but I don't think I've ever unboxed a Windows phone or any type of Nokia phone on this channel. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is a mid-range sort of budget category device. You guys can see the Nokia 6 branding right there on the side. Specs right here on the back, just before we get into the box. You've got an aluminum precision machined unibody, obviously LTE ready here in the States. That's for T-Mobile and AT&T, of course. No Verizon or Sprint coverage. 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes of onboard storage, expandable with a micro SD card. Got a nice micro SD slot there. 16 megapixel phase detection autofocus, rear camera with an 8 megapixel autofocus on the front camera. 64-bit octa-core processor. This is the Snapdragon 430 processor that's inside. 5.5-inch 1080p Full HD display. And a smart amplifier for loud sound and deep bass. So we'll see how that goes. And then one of the most important things, Android 7.1.1 Nougat out of the box. Pretty cool. Should be interesting. I'm curious what phones you guys want to see me compare this to. I'm thinking about comparing it to the Blade X Max, which I've reviewed recently. That phone was $150. You could get it for $99 on contract. This phone is $229 on Amazon. I believe if you don't get the lock screen offers, I actually got this one with the lock screen offers and it's $180. I'll talk more about that in a second because you can actually remove those ads. My friend Root Junkie, he has a little tool. Should work anyway. I haven't tried it yet. I'll make a video if I'm able to do that. So what else is in the box here? Oh, we got some earphones. That's pretty nice for such a cheap phone. One thing to mention here, which I saw when I actually bought the phone on the specs that kind of made me a little upset, but didn't put me off buying it because it is a budget phone. You got micro USB there, so that's kind of a downside. Everything I have now is USB Type-C. You do have some earphones though, so I guess that's pretty nice. They included those. Not really branded at all. They're just black. I don't see any Nokia branding on these. No. So there's just black earphones in the box. Oh, there's some Nokia branding right there on the actual little, I guess this is a volume controller. Anyway, we'll see. Test these out. I can't imagine they're going to be too amazing considering the fact that they come packaged in with this budget phone, but it's worth a shot, see what they're like. And of course, inside here, you're also going to find your power brick, Nokia branding. Pretty standard for a smartphone unboxing. Let's see what else we got. There should be some paperwork in here. Oh, and they include a SIM tool. I got a million of them. And then your getting started guides for the Nokia 6. So nothing too unexpected, except for maybe the headphones. I wasn't really expecting to get headphones in such a cheap phone. Unboxing. Plastic right here. Let's go ahead and take it off and see the build quality and the feel here. Let's see. So we've got a very nice quality build to it. Just right out of the box. Feels very premium in the hand, I have to say. You can definitely tell it's got some nice weight to it as well. So this is definitely a premium built phone, even though it's got a pretty cheap price. You might get some fingerprints on the back here. Hard to tell out of the box. You can see a little bit. It's like a matte finish on the black there. Camera right there on the back along with the flash. Up top you do have a headphone jack there. It's always a good thing to see on a phone these days. On the bottom, there's the aforementioned micro USB port. We'll definitely have to check out the speakers on this phone. They claim they're supposed to be pretty decent. Over here you've got your SIM tray and also the micro SD you can stick in there to expand the storage. I'll go ahead and boot it up. The buttons here feel a little flush. They're a little hard to feel, both the volume and the power. That's something I do notice right out of the box, so that might be a little difficult if you don't have a case. You'll notice there's a little Nokia branding right there at the top as well. Yeah, these buttons are a little hard to push, so that might be a little off-putting. We'll see how it goes. Down here you can see you've got your home button there. You've got capacitive buttons on either side right there. So I'm going to wait a second, let that go ahead and boot up. We'll go ahead and test out the camera. I'm going to put my information in here. We'll check out the software, and then I'll try a few camera shots, a few pictures here. Got my little Android guys. We can test out the shutter speed and the clarity. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, YouTube, we're back in. I want to go ahead and show you guys the fingerprint setup just so you can see the speed of it. When I put my email and Wi-Fi info in there. So let's go ahead and set up the fingerprint scanner. It's right here on the home button here at the bottom. Make sure I capture as much of my thumb and the sides as possible. It is a little bit slower than other fingerprint scanners I've seen. If you go watch my OnePlus 5 video where I did the setup, there it was quite a bit faster, but I mean, that's not a huge surprise, I guess, given the price point of the phone. One thing I will say is if you look at the display, I don't know if it's showing up on the video, if you look at the display on the whites that you're seeing on the white background there, the white looks a little washed out. That could be because of the brightness. I'll turn it up a little bit once we actually get into the setup of the phone. Here I'm going to skip Google Assistant for now so that I can show you guys the software. So far though, I mean, my impressions, the build quality, etc. Oh, you've got to set up your Amazon account here. That's just because, again, this guy came with the Amazon offers. So I'll go ahead and put in my Amazon account information so we can continue through the setup. All right, guys, so very sorry about that. I had to go ahead and put in my Amazon info. This is the first time I've bought the phone with the lock screen ads, mainly because, as I mentioned, I wanted to see if I could remove them. My good friend Root Junkie made a video about removing it from the Moto G4 and the G5, so I'm going to try that method and see if it works. You can see the lock screen ads right there on your lock screen right now. Amazon keeps stopping, so I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it needs to be updated. That could be a potential problem since this is the Amazon version. You can see it's got the Pixel launcher style on it, so you swipe in to get to your app drawer, swipe down. Looks like pretty minimal software. You got pretty stock settings here, the quick settings. You can see I got a ton of app updates available, so hopefully that Amazon force close stops after that. You can see you've got Android 7.1.1 on board, which is nice. June 1st security patch here on the US model. Let's take a look at the storage really quick. That's always an interesting thing to see. You've got 10.38 gigabytes used of 32. That's actually not too bad compared to some other phones where they load up on the bloatware. I think on my Moto Z2 Play from Verizon, they had already used like 13.5 gigs. And you can get rid of some of these Amazon apps as well, even though it is the Amazon version. Again, when I do the video showing how to get rid of those lock screen ads, I'll go ahead and show you guys which of these apps you can get rid of. Pretty stock software though, it seems pretty fast. I'm a little concerned because of the 400 series, Snapdragon 400 series processor that's in here. That might be a little bit of a concern. I had some experiences with the ZT Blade X Max, even though it's not the exact same processor. Playing games was a little bit of a problem depending on how graphic intensive they were, which makes sense. This one does have 3 gigs of RAM though, instead of 2 gigs, which was in the Blade X Max, so that might make it a little bit better overall. The software looks nice. I'm glad they stuck to a mostly stock experience. It's updated, so I'll have to play around with it and see how it goes. Let's test out the camera real quick and then might do a quick speaker test as well, just because I'd like to see how the speakers sound. I'll do a quick test. So let's see how fast the shutter speed is here on the camera. Take a few. It's pretty darn fast for a budget type offering. Not bad at all. Let's check out the detail here if we take a photo with something in the background. See if we can get focus there. And let's just open it up in photos really quick. Gives you the option of prime photos as well since it's Amazon. Pretty good detail because I tried to focus in on the back guy there and it's definitely in focus. These right here, a little bit blurry there in the foreground. These two have got pretty good detail. They're not as bright as I would expect under the studio lights, but that's usually a problem with cameras that are in the budget category. You're not going to get amazing performance in terms of brightness on your photos. It's either going to be clarity or brightness, one or the other sometimes. But it doesn't seem bad for a camera. Initial impressions. Let's try taking a look really quick at the sound quality. Flagship phones of the first half of 2017. These are my mid-year smartphone awards for Android. Now we're going to start from the 5th phone and go down to the first one. You can probably infer from the phone I'm holding here first. So you can definitely cover this up a little bit when you're watching media, but it's not too bad. It's actually relatively loud for a phone in this category. It is pretty easy, I guess, to cover up some of the muffle the sound while you're watching in a landscape because of the positioning. But it's actually not too bad. I'll have to listen to some music, etc. to give a full overview of the phone. Anyway, I just want to give you a quick size comparison. I don't want to do every single phone because I don't have them here, but it's pretty close in size to the Pixel XL. So this is the Pixel XL versus the Nokia 6. The Nokia 6 is a little bit thinner in terms of that profile, and it's also a tad bit wider than the Pixel XL, but in terms of height, they're almost identical, the Nokia 6 being a little bit taller. All right, guys, so that is my initial unboxing impressions of the Nokia 6. I don't know exactly which phones you guys want me to compare it to. I'll probably do the Blade X Max, probably look at it versus the Moto Z2 Play. Those are not exactly the same price category. There aren't that many other phones in this exact category. I do have the Alcatel Idol 5S coming as well later this week, so I'll definitely compare it to that. Let me know what you guys are interested in, and I'll definitely go through and do some comparisons. Find me at dopetechdaily.com, Google+, Instagram, and Twitter at the links in the description. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy my content so I can make future videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.